Hi everyone, guess what? Something huge and super exciting just happened in the world of AI. You know, those super smart computer brains. We thought we knew who the champion was, but a new player just joined the game and changed everything. You see, it's like a big race to see who can build the smartest robot brain. And for a really long time, it seemed like we already knew who was going to win. Yep, it was always the same two teams winning the race. Kind of like in a Lego building contest where the same two kids always build the biggest, coolest castles. In the AI world, those kids were named OpenAI and Anthropic. But what if a new builder showed up with a brand new, super-powered box of Legos that nobody had ever seen before? Uh-oh, things are about to get interesting. And that's exactly what happened. Google has a new super brain called Gemini 3. And it's not just a little bit better. It's like going from a regular bike to a super fast rocket ship. It's a huge upgrade. So, a little while ago, on November 18th, Google stood up and shouted, "Hey everyone, we think we made the smartest AI brain ever." Wow, that's a big deal. So, what makes it so special? Let's look inside. Gemini 3 has some new superpowers that are just so cool. Imagine you could tell your robot friend how hard to think about a problem. Or you could help it remember what it was doing so it never gets lost. And it can stay focused even if you talk to it for a long, long, long time. The first superpower is called thinking level. It's like a special knob on your toy robot. If you have a really, really hard math problem, you turn the knob all the way up to think hard. But if you just want to know something simple, like what's for lunch, you can turn it down to think fast for a super quick answer. Isn't that neat? And this next one is my favorite. It's called thought signatures. It's like the robot leaves a little trail of breadcrumbs for itself, so if it's solving a giant tricky puzzle with 1,000 pieces, it can always look back at its breadcrumbs to remember the last step it took. It never ever gets lost. Okay, so these superpowers sound amazing, right? But is Gemini 3 times really the best? Well, it's time for the AI Olympics to find out. Let's see what happened when it went into a competition. This is a super important contest where real people vote for the best answers. And guess what? Gemini 3 didn't just win, it got the highest score ever. It jumped straight to first place right from the very start. Go Gemini! And then came the math test. This was a super, super duper hard math test. The other really smart AIs could only solve about one problem out of 100. Just one. How many do you think Gemini 3 solved? It solved 23 out of 100. That's not just a little better, that's like a whole different galaxy of smart. Okay, but can it plan things? They played a game where the AI had to run a vending machine, like the ones with snacks at school. Gemini 3 was so good at it that it made a profit of over $5,000. The other AIs didn't even come close. It's really good at thinking ahead. But wait, does being the strongest mean you're the best at everything? Think about it. A superhero who can lift a car is awesome, but you probably wouldn't ask them to paint a tiny little flower, right? You need different tools for different jobs. Someone on the internet did a cool test. They found that the other AI was better at sticking to the facts, like a good detective. But they said Gemini 3's writing was way more fun and easy to read, like a great storyteller. But sometimes the storyteller would add a little extra sparkle that wasn't in the original story. This explains it perfectly. Think of GPT as your super smart science partner. It loves facts and numbers and doing research. But Gemini 3 is like your awesome art partner. It loves drawing pictures, making up stories, and listening to music. One is for facts and one is for fun and creating things. So, there's a tiny trade-off. Gemini is way easier to read, which is great. But sometimes it gets so creative that it might add a detail that wasn't really there. It even used a silly phrase like brain rot that it made up on its own. It's more of a creative friend than a strict rule follower. Okay, so we have a super scientist AI and a super artist AI. What does this all mean for you? Let's find out how you can use them. Even the price is different. Think of it like this. If you're giving the AI a giant book to read, GPT is a little bit cheaper. But if you're asking the AI to draw you 100 pictures, Gemini is cheaper. So one is better for reading a lot, and the other is better for making a lot. So what's the most important thing to remember? The best AI is the one that helps you with what you want to do. There isn't just one winner anymore. It's all about picking the right tool for your project. Just like picking the right crayon from the box for your drawing.
And you know what's the coolest part of all? Because all these companies are in a big race, they keep making their AIs better and better and better. And that means we all get to play with more powerful and fun tools. It's a win for everyone. Yay! So now we have these amazing computer brains that are like super mathematicians and incredible artists all rolled into one. They can do so much. It just makes you wonder, with tools this awesome, what will we build next? Okay, let's remember the three main ideas. 1. A new AI from Google called Gemini 3 is super duper smart. 2. It's really good at creative things like art, while other AIs are better at facts. 3. It's all about picking the right AI tool for your job, like picking the right crayon for your drawing. And here's a super cool fun fact. The Elo score they used to rank the AIs was first invented for the game of chess. Isn't that neat?